fact, she squeezed it 1,000 pounds per square inch, and now you have some idea of the absolute destructive power of this particular bird, because this morning, you're pretty fortunate to be looking at the most powerful bird in the United States and one of the most powerful eagles in the entire world. Laplanders years ago used to carry train goldens with them when they were herding the reindeer. Why? Because if wolves came to attack the reindeer, they'd release the goldens, and the goldens were trained to fly the wolves, grab the wolves by the head, and pin the wolves to the ground. And secure the wolf there until the Laplander could come and dispatch the wolf if the eagle hasn't killed it already. It tells you two things about golden eagles. One, they can put a wolf on the ground. Two, they have the attitude to believe they're going to pull it off. On the face of the earth, except for one, us, we have been their only true natural enemy, because nothing is going to try to prey upon the healthy dog golden eagle. Julie came to us from Cody, Wyoming. She was hit by a car. She broke her left leg, which healed perfectly, but a massive head injury also blinded her in her right eye. So notice the beautiful amber color of her left eye, which is now kind of facing you. And when I turn her around, notice the right eye is quite a bit darker. Notice the orbit is also slightly lower. Also notice, Julie is feathered all the way down to the tops of her toes. Most birds are feathered to the ankle, which is up here. So it looks like the backwards knee of a walking bird is technically part of the bird's foot. It's the ankle bone, because they're walking up on their toes. She's feathered all the way down. She's called a booted eagle for that reason, and she shares that characteristic with 30 of the 59 different species of eagles that exist in the world today. So about half of them are boots. Goldens live worldwide in the northern hemisphere. They live in Asia, Europe, North Africa, and North America. In the United States, they do not breed in the eastern half of the United States. They breed out west, but they breed north of us in the east in Canada. So goldens are seldom found in New Jersey, but they're found here seasonally because every fall the Canada goldens fly south. And they pass over the migration ridge route flyways where we are, usually around the first week of November. Some come earlier, but if you want to see wild golden eagles hit the migration flyways during the month of November, then they might overwinter here for a while, usually in a wetland area, because they feed mostly on waterfowl in the northeast. But by mid-March, they've all gone north again. So we have a very tiny, limited window to see them locally. For that reason, we don't get them often at our center, but over the years we've gotten some. A number of years back, we got a golden eagle found starving to death in a baseball field in Bayonne, New Jersey. First year bird, first migration flight, first week of November, right on schedule. Came in totally emaciated, weighed only 6 pounds. Was released at over 12 pounds. 8 years ago, we got a golden eagle dying of lead poisoning in the southern Adirondacks. We had to chemically chelate the lead out of her. She started to recover. Once she was recovering, I had to free fly her to rebuild up all of her flight muscles so she was strong and fit enough for release. Once she was, together with the New York DEC, we fitted her with a transmitter that beamed to a satellite, back to a website, threw up a map, plotted her GPS point online, and we watched that point go over 900 miles up into Labrador, Canada. You seldom get that kind of feedback. That was almost too cool for us. When I was flying that particular bird, after one of her flights, I bent down to pick her up in the field where she had landed. I had done this countless times before, and I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. I was being too stupid and too casual, and I don't know what I did differently to this day, but all of a sudden that bird's foot was out and it was inside my mouth. And she put her front foretail. Now, if you look at the size of Julia's front foretail, and this one's kind of deformed, but this one is perfect. She put that talon right through my tongue, hammered it down, and nailed it to my jaw on the inside of my mouth. Her back talon's this big, resting right here, and I'm waiting for her to squeeze again. Had she done so, she would have very easily shoved her back talon through my neck into my mouth underneath my tongue the other way, and I'm not embarrassed to tell you, I was completely and utterly terrified. And I've never ever been frightened before working with birds of prey. Up until that moment, I had no idea what I was going to do if she squeezed again, and I expected her to, because they always do when they get ready. What I did do is I approached this back talon thinking, first thing I got to do is shove a finger between the curve of that talon and my neck, because if she does squeeze, at least I can keep it from going in too far.